What is up, guys? Levi here with the Digi Bros.
Digi Bro!
And today we have another exciting Digimon TCG 1.5 format video coming for you guys. I'm so excited that 1.5 format's finally here because as you guys know, if you've been following the channel for a while, we originally picked up the Japanese cards when they were coming out. We bought like a case of each set as it was coming out. So we've been sitting on these cards for kind of a while now. So it's exciting to see that they're finally coming out in English and that everybody else can finally experience the decks that, you know, gave us a lot of joy all these months. In today's video, guys, we have some fun gameplay between the Craniamon black deck that was featured in yesterday's video and a Ragnaloardmon red deck. So we got a really good matchup for you guys. Be sure to subscribe because tomorrow we do have the deck profile for that Ragnaloardmon deck. So if you guys want to try out Ragnaloardmon, subscribe because tomorrow we have a deck profile coming out for that. And yeah, we got a lot more Digimon TCG 1.5 videos coming in the future. We're trying to knock out as many decks so you guys can see all the different variety of stuff that's going to be coming out. And yeah, just give you guys an idea of how we would play them and show you some gameplay with them. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to see more Digimon TCG related content. Let's get into the gameplay. What is up, guys? Levi here with the Digi Bros, and I'm going to be commentating today's gameplay. I am on the right, piloting Craniamon Black. This is the deck that you guys saw the profile for in yesterday's video, and on the left, Troy here is piloting Ragnamon, or Ragnaloardmon Red, or Ragnared if you will. But he's going to go ahead and hatch the Digimon. And yeah, get right into the game. And guys, you can expect the Ragnaloardmon deck profile to come out tomorrow, so be sure to subscribe for that. But yeah, it looks like he's just going to go ahead and play the tie for 4, passing on over. Looks like he probably bricked, or he wouldn't have gone with that. And I'm going to go with the Toy Agumon on top of the Craniamon, and then the Greymon on top of the Toy Agumon. Bringing myself down to 2 memory. And yeah, considering my options here, it's probably best to try to go tall in the hopes that I can maybe go into a Craniamon my next turn. But yeah, I could have gone him this turn if black had a 2 to evolve level 5, which they sadly do not, because I could have went for 2 down to 0 into the 5 and then evolved him the Craniamon, leaving him at 4. But it seems his hand is still bad. He's just going to drop the Greymon from hand for 5, leaving me at 2. But I'm just going to put him back to 3, evolving into the Craniamon. This is the main play of the Craniamon deck. You know, just go up into a Craniamon and try to control the board that way, because he's protected from the opponent's Gaia forces and any type of destruction effect he could possibly have. And yeah, Craniamon's super good, especially when it comes to checking security. Those pesky Gaia forces can get, you know, a little bit aggravated in the red matchup, but looks like he's just gonna go up into the Ragnaloardmon level 6. I don't actually know his name. Let me see if I could find it real quick though. Yeah, no. That is, oh man, Ragnaloardmon. But yeah, it looks like I'm just going to evolve a Craniamon and then attack security with the Craniamon. And as you can see, I hit that Gaia Force, but I am protected from being destroyed by card effects. So that is super powerful. And I'm just going to drop a Gatsumon down, going down to 0. And keep in mind, he protects all of your blockers from being deleted from your opponent's card effects. So that Gatsumon right there is also protected. So let's see what I go for here. Looks like I'm just going to evolve into a Guardiamon for 2, but he's going to go up to 3 because of his memory tamer. And my Craniamon it has reboot, so it should be made active right now. But looks like I forgot to do it. Hopefully that doesn't come up. But he's just going to... Alright, so he's just going to drop down the Zubamon and reveal the top 5. His effect is when played, reveal the top 5 and add 1 Ragnaloardmon card and 1 Digimon with legend arms in its type among them to your hand. So he's going to do that, add 1 of himself, and then he's just going to evolve. And I think he was really hoping to get a Ragnaloardmon, which he was able to. So he's just going to evolve into a Ragnaloardmon for 3, activate his effect to attach the level 6 red Digimon, the Durandamon, and then gain 3 memory. So looks like we're just going through the effect right now. But yeah, you evolve for 3 and then activate his effect to let you gain 3 back if you attach 1 from hand. So he's basically a free to evolve level 7. So he's super powerful, and looks like I just remembered he had reboot. So yeah, he's gonna go up into him. Right now he is sitting at security attack +1, no, +2. Ah, +3. Hold on. No, it's +4. He has the level 5. He gains 1 from the 4, 1 from the 5, 1 from the tie, and 1 from Ragnaloardmon. So he's attacking for security attack +4 right now. Oh my god. I should 100% block this with the Gatsumon. I'm letting this go through. I am letting security attack +5 up. There we go, folks. Alter S stops him in his tracks. Unfortunately, Ragnaloardmon is only 14,000 attack, so Alter S is bigger than him, so he did not get to knock out all of them security, which is pretty unfortunate for the Ragnaloardmon player, because that would have been all of my security and I would have been in a rough spot. I'm not sure why I didn't Gatsumon block that. I was just willing. I had no idea there was an Alter S over there. I was just willing to take the security. I should not have done that. But I'm just going to attack again with the, looks like I'm at, because of my Digitama, he's at 13,000. But I do have jamming, okay, because I have reboot because of the Greymon's inheritable. But I'm just going to go up into a Guardiamon. And yeah, just setting up a whole field of blockers that can't be destroyed by Gaia Force, basically. So that's the name of this game. Just setting up your field with a bunch of big blockers and beating down your opponent. And Craniamon is just there to protect them all. And once again, Craniamon does have reboot. Let's see if I remember to do it. Doesn't look like I do. But yeah. Troy is trying to figure out what he can do. That hitting that Ragnaloardmon or hitting that Alter S in security really did hurt. Got rid of his main attacker, but looks like he's gonna try to build back up into another one if he is able to. Okay, he's gonna go into the Duramon, who's the level 5 that gives it security attack +1. It's the level 7 among him. He's one of the reasons he was able to get security attack +4 last turn. But it looks like I'm just going to start swinging because I'm not scared of a Gaia Force, so I really should be fine. Yeah, unfortunately the Guardiamons cannot attack, so that is one thing you do have to keep in mind. And he only left me at 1 memory. So here I'm probably just going to evolve something on top of that Numamon possibly. Maybe go up into a level 5, maybe an Angermon. Oh, are we going for the Alter S play here? Yep. Go up into Alter S, devolve his field, and destroy all of them with 5,000 or less, which is just going to hit his level 3. And then it does have reboot. I finally remember. I didn't remember at all why it was Craniamon the blocker, but now that it's Alter S, I somehow remember. But yep. Alter S is an extremely powerful card. You normally don't want to do it in a situation like that. You normally want to do it if you're destroying 2 or more Digimon, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Even though it might have been better just to leave the Craniamon there to protect my field, but yeah. So he's just gonna, Troy is just going to play down the Ludamon, which has the same exact effect as the Zubamon, where you crack the top 5 and you add a Ragnaloardmon and a Legend Arms among them. But being that Ragnaloardmon is both a red and a black deck, there you can play it either way, however you want to do it, whichever one fits your playstyle more. Troy is bigger into the red's playstyle, so he is playing it like this. But either way, you do normally want to run a full set of both of the searchers, because searching's good, believe it or not. But looks like I'm just going to attack with Alter S, use his effect to add the Craniamon back to hand, and attack security. And then I'm going to attack with Numamon, and there's nothing there that can stop me, so I'm just going to attack with the Agumon for game. Alright guys, as you can see, both decks here are pretty strong. If that Ragnaloardmon would have been able to swing with security attack +5. Oh, I know I did. He has piercing. Yeah, so he had piercing. So that's why I didn't block. I was curious why the Gatsumon didn't block. He gained piercing from the level 6 that was up under him. So, yeah. Never mind, guys. And I need to mention that one of the level 6s up under Ragnaloardmon also gives him blocker. So that's huge. He's a 14,000 blocker with piercing and security attack +4. So he was a dangerous line just now. But it looks like the Ragnaloardmon player bricked again. He's just going to have to drop a Lavo Garidamon from hand and pass it on over to me. But looks like I bricked as well, as I am dropping an Andromon on the field. Do I go straight into a Craniamon right now? Do I have it? Or it looks like I just go for the Joe for 2. Joe is an extremely powerful tamer. It's just, you know, we're not running any memory tamers in this deck, so this is the next best thing. He's cheaper, and if you have multiples, they do stack, so it's really cool in that way. But he's just going to go up into the level 6. The ones whose name I cannot pronounce, it's Brywiludramon. Comment down below if you guys know how it's pronounced. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, it looks like I'm just going to go into the Craniamon and pass it on over. But the scary thing about Ragnaloardmon is no matter how much memory you leave them, they can go up into a Ragnaloardmon for free if they have the correct things in hand. And it looks like he does not hit one. He just hits a rookie off of that Zubamon. His Zubamons have not been very great this match, but yeah. So that's one thing to be really scared about when playing Ragnaloardmon, is the fact that he is free to evolve technically if you have the correct things in hand. So no matter how much you leave him with, they're still able to go into that big one. But here comes Breath of the Gods. It gives Craniamon reboot. It makes it where he cannot be returned to the hand or the deck, and his DP cannot be reduced until the end of your opponent's next turn. So I'm just going to swing the security, knowing there's absolutely nothing that can destroy him. Except for a Ragnaloardmon in security. So I'm just going to attack and hope for the best, really. But if I would have hit an Omnimon there, that would have been really unfortunate, because it looks like I still don't have the rookie. But I'm just going to drop the Numamon, passing on over to my opponent, and I do have reboot, so yeah. But yeah, this turn, he cannot Kikaitis Breath me, he can't Seven Heavens or anything to me, make him lose DP, and he can't return him to the deck in any way, no Millenniummon, none of that. But he's going for the Zubamon again, and he does hit the Ragnaloardmon, which means if he has the other level 6 in hand, he can go up into him for free this turn, which is actually really scary. So yep, looks like he goes into him for 3, and then attaches the 1 to him from hand and gains 3 back. Like I said, Ragnaloardmon is extremely powerful because of how cheap he is. He's free to evolve level 7. We're used to going into Omnimon and Alter S where there's 6 to play, so you're going into him and ending your turn, but this guy is free. But he's going to swing into a Joe, and he has security attack +1 natively. So we're revealing 2 into a Toy Agumon. So, yeah. But the Joe, as you're seeing, is really great because at the start of my turn, since I do have a blocker, I am gaining 2 memory. So I'm going to start off with at least 3 memory at the start of my turn. So he's going to evolve for 1 into a Dark Tyranno. I'm going to gain 2 memory for Joe, go up to 3. And we're going to evolve a Haguramon down there in the raising. And oh yeah, the Ragnaloardmon also has reboot, which is insane. So you can attack over it during their turn if they have the right line. He has blocker and piercing, so and security attack +1, so he's piercing over your guys with security attack +1, and you cannot attack over him during your turn. Actually, he's blocking, so he's ensuring that you can't attack over your other stuff as well. So guys, if this deck is extremely powerful, as you can tell. But I'm just going to evolve into an Andromon for 3, going down to 0, and then going up into a War Gray, and passing it over to the opponent. It is pretty unfortunate though, because that Ragnaloardmon, I cannot effectively block it because he'll just beat over both of my blockers, and then he has piercing, so he'll still do the same amount of security checks whether or not I block. So if I block, I'm just losing a Digimon for almost no reason. So let's see what he does here. Red is in a much better position than I am with black right now. This is actually a pretty tough matchup just because of how powerful Ragnaloardmon is against blockers, and the black Craniamon the black Craniamon deck is primarily blockers, as you can see. And we're gonna hit the Breath of the Gods here. This is potentially a misplay. I've seen several different rulings on this card as to how this effect would resolve, but the effect of Breath of the Gods states that security, your opponent's Digimon can't attack players for the turn. And in this game, we reveal and resolve cards in security 1 by 1 whenever there's multiple security attacks. So I've heard rulings that say if a Digimon has multiple security attacks, we'll attack, reveal it, and it'll just end the attack right there because the security attack is considered its own attack, and the being that the effect states your opponent cannot attack players, they are not able to do the additional security check. But then I've heard other people say that it's all considered one attack and it cannot stop that one, being that it's already in effect, and it has to stop the next one, which I understand both sides, but I'm still waiting on an official ruling to come out to really kind of clear that up a little bit, because I've heard several different things from different events that have from different Japanese events I've seen with the card. So I'm not sure how it goes. I've heard both sides. And yeah, so it looks like he's going to go into a Greymon, pass it over to me. I'm going to go up to 3 because of the 2 Joes, evolve into a Greymon, and then I'm just going to go into an Alter S right here, drawing a card. I'm going to devolve his whole field and destroy all of them with 5,000 or less, which is sadly only 1 Digimon, but this is good in the fact that I did get rid of his Ragnaloardmon. Unless he has another one, in which case we're still in a tough spot. But as you can see, his level 6, which is the red one, oh, it looks like he just goes up into another one, and he's going to add the Duramon up under him and gain 3 back. So he just went right back up into another Ragnaloardmon for free. So as you can see, Ragnaloardmon is extremely powerful. Right now, again, he has piercing and blocker, and it's hard to get over. My only real out in Craniamon is to try to devolve it, which I just did. But the thing is, with devolving, you're normally giving them quite a bit of memory, and by doing that, they're normally, in an ideal situation, able to go back into them. So it's a difficult matchup, definitely. So let's see. He's probably, he's just gonna swing the security attack +1. I can't block it because there's no point. I would just lose my blocker, and I would lose my Digimon, or I would lose security as well. And then he's gonna attack with the Dark Tyranno, and I'm gonna block. Okay, it seems like he took the attack back. I think he forgot that Craniamon was a blocker. And we're just doing friendly matches over here, so it's okay to do that kind of thing with us. And he's gonna go up into the level 5 that gives the one above it security attack +1 is if it is a level 7, which is perfect in this deck because Ragnaloardmon is your main attacker and he is a level 7. So having multiple security attacks is really good when you're that big and you're hitting with piercing. So beating over your opponent's Digimon, hitting security is extremely powerful in effect. So let's see what I'm able to do over here on the right. Looks like I did go for an Haguramon, and I did again gain some memory from the Joes. So I'm at 3, and I'm gonna attack. I'm going to hit a Zubamon. Basically, I'm a little scared to attack with my Craniamon right now because I know if I do attack, he's just going to block it and kill him, and then I'll lose my Craniamon, which I don't want to happen. So I'm just going to evolve into a Gargemon back there. So I think at this point, we basically lose. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and scoop. I was like, unless I can put like 3 blockers on the field, there's really no way to get out of that. Once they get Ragnaloardmon on the field and set up, and I have no way to devolve it or anything, it's an extremely hard matchup. It looks like I'm just going to hatch to Craniamon and just drop a Greymon from hand. Looks like I didn't. I must have bricked this hand. Didn't draw any rookies. But let's see if Red is able to capitalize on all of that memory. It does not look like he is able to, being that he just drops a Greymon from hand. Has Red bricked all 3 of these games at the start? I think he has. I think he started every game by dropping a Greymon. But looks like I'm just going to put him at 2 and evolve into a Metal Greymon. And I evolved the Toy Agumon down there at the bottom as well. And he's going to go up into his Lava Greedamon for 2. And potentially go up into the unpronounceable level 6 Black Ragnaloardmon Digimon. And let's see what I do here. It's actually a pretty decent combo. I mentioned in the deck profile yesterday, if you drop the Greymon from hand and evolve into a Metal Greymon, you could start swinging security because he does have, being that he has Reboot, the Metal Greymon, the Greymon up under him gives him jamming. So you can just get free security attacks, swing with jamming, and then during your opponent's turn, he's made active because he has Reboot. So I'm going to swing with jamming, and I hit a Gaia Force. So that's actually really unfortunate. So he's probably going to, looks like he's just going to hit my blocker. It's probably better at this point to just hit the level 5, but it seems like he's not too worried about it. So he's just going to hit the blocker. I guess because I did have the Agumon up under him, there is potential to have a better line, whereas with this one, I'm just kind of limited to, unless I go up into the War Greymon, I'll have no effects. So I'm just going to play a Joe, put Ragnaloardmon at 1, and then during his unsuspend phase, I'm going to unsuspend the Metal Greymon. And then he's going to evolve an Agumon. Finally got a rookie. He's going to draw a card. And let's see if he's got the Ragnaloardmon. It doesn't look like he does, so he's just going to swing with 12,000 into an Alter S. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I understand why he swung there, because you're not too worried. Most of the time you can swing with a 12,000 fairly safely. But that was pretty rough. And okay, so he's gonna drop down the Ludamon, and he does get to add a Legend Arms and a Ragnaloardmon, and he happened to hit quite a few targets there. So yeah, he's gonna add them both to his hand. And let's see if I got a rookie over here. It doesn't look like I do, being that I just didn't evolve one. But I'm just gonna swing with jamming, hoping not to hit another Gaia Force. And we're gonna live that one because jamming is a really good effect. I like this setup here, attacking with jamming and then having reboot, because most of the time the downside to jammers is the fact that your opponent can just attack over him next turn. But giving him reboot means that they they're not able to attack over him. But I'm just going to evolve into the War Greymon for 3, putting him at 1. And he also has a reboot, so that means this next turn I'm going to have security attack +1 and jamming. And since I have a blocker, I do gain a memory for Joe. But I forgot to mention during his turn, all I did was evolve the Craniamon, who is Red's blocker, and passed it over to me. But I did go up to 2 because of the Joe, because I had a blocker on the field. So I'm just going to attack security with security attack +1 and jamming. So I'm going to hit 2, and I did not die. So yeah, he's an extremely powerful card. He's definitely your second best Digimon outside of the Craniamon. Just having reboot and jamming is super powerful. But it looks like I'm just going to drop a Numamon to try to memory choke my opponent yet again. That's a good strategy against these decks that rely on going up into these high-level Digimon. If you memory choke them, oftentimes it's hard for them to get up into their level 7s. And yeah. So let's see what he's able to do here. He does have 1 memory left. I have 2 Digimon, so unless he's able to clear 1, well, I guess he does have a blocker, so he's not really in worry. So he's just going to activate a tie, and I'm going to go up to 4 because I do have a blocker on the field. As you guys can see, Joe is really powerful, so I'm going to evolve up into a Metal Greymon. I think I'm still hoping to hit a rookie. I did hit a Toy Agumon, I'm pretty sure, but looks like I'm just going to swing security. He's probably not going to block this one. Actually, it really doesn't matter which one he blocks, but yeah, he's really hoping for a Gaia Force there. I'm just gonna swing. I know he's gonna block, because if he doesn't, he loses. Get rid of the Craniamon, and at this point, looks like I just go up into a Craniamon, pass it on over, and the War Greymon does have reboot. I think I was going for the Craniamon just to protect myself from a Gaia Force or anything crazy that could happen the next turn. Even though the Craniamon is not active to block, I do still have the War Greymon, who had the reboot, who is able to block in case he is able to attack over him. But he's just going to go and pass turn, and I'm just able to attack for gain. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, because like I said earlier, we do have that Ragnaloardmon deck profile coming out tomorrow. The one that was featured in today's video. If you think it looks super cool and super fun, subscribe. That way you can see the video tomorrow, and maybe you can see about picking the cards up for yourself. But anyways guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Digimon TCG related content. I'm Levi with the Digi Bros. I'll see you next time.